In the book, The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, Gary Keller recommends that all real estate agents go after listings, specifically listings. And the reason why is once you've got that sign in the yard, you are going to attract buyer leads from that listing. So if 2021 is your year to get more listings, and we know that COVID is a thing, in-person events are a little bit tricky, I've got 3 virtual event ideas so that you can attract seller leads. The first virtual event idea is to do a seller workshop, which you can do as a webinar. This is a great opportunity to talk about the selling process, to talk about what it's like to work with you and what your strategy is when you are working with sellers to market their home and get their home sold very quickly. And you can do this in a webinar format. Now, you can do a general seller workshop to attract all sellers to talk about selling in a broad sense, or what I like even better is to niche it down. I do really believe that the riches are in the niches. So the more you niche down, you will attract more people. And when I talk about niching down, I'm talking about doing like a downsizer seller workshop. Maybe you've got an estate salesperson. Maybe you've got a stager. So you're going to also help people get out of their clutter. You're going to be really focused on those people that are moving from a larger home into a smaller home, or maybe that's something that's one floor. So not only are you getting the listing, you might also be helping them on the buy side. You can also niche people and do an upsizing workshop. So people who are buying and selling at the same time. We know that that's a little bit tricky. So you could do an upsizing workshop where you talk about what that process is of buying and selling at the same time. Other niches you can do seniors, so people who are older, maybe people who have never sold a home before. So just like first-time homebuyer workshops are really common, you could do a first-time seller workshop. So if someone who's never sold their home has no idea what to do, you can do a workshop for that. I do really encourage you to niche down when you do your seller workshops, when you're doing them as a webinar. Now, to attract those seller leads, I recommend running Facebook ads. You can also put flyers in your local community. You can also target local Facebook groups. That's another good way to spread the awareness about your event. The second virtual event idea to target sellers is to do an educational webinar about how COVID-19 is affecting the market. This is a question that so many agents are getting, and this is an awesome time for you to answer that question in a large sense, to really explain to people what is happening with the market. Because there are likely people that you are talking to who might be thinking that the market's going to crash, or they're curious, they're concerned about what their home values are doing, and you can address this in your educational webinar all about how COVID-19 is affecting the market. And this is a good time to get seller leads because there will be people that own their homes that are wondering, is this a good time to sell? Should I sell? Should I wait a few years? So maybe even if they're going to be in your pipeline for later, you are getting those seller leads. The third virtual event idea to attract seller leads, and I consider this a virtual event, is to be strategic about virtual open houses. I love virtual open houses. They're an awesome way to attract people to come in, especially if they're maybe on the fence about moving, because it is so easy for them to just sit at home and watch this video of you doing a tour of the home. And the reason that I say to be strategic about those open houses, particularly if you are going to be doing virtual open houses for people in your office, so other agents in your office, is to be strategic about those open houses that you are sitting, you're doing it virtually, because you want to do the homes that someone is likely going to be looking at moving into, that they have a home to sell. So obviously you're not looking at any kind of starter home. You're not looking at a home that someone is moving as a renter to someone who is going to be buying a home. So the ways that you can be strategic about this is maybe looking at homes that are larger in your area. So maybe who's someone who is looking to upsize. Maybe that's also a little bit higher of a price point in your town. So it's someone who's likely going from that starter home to that higher price point. You are going to be strategic to sit the open house in that larger price point so that you can get the people that are going to be upsizing. You can also target downsizing homes. So maybe it is a condo, a one-floor living, or a ranch. So homes that someone who's a little bit older might be moving into so that they can retire easily in that if they have any issues with mobility, or maybe even smaller homes. So you want to do those homes that might be attracting those downsizers. So be strategic with your open houses. Don't just say yes to all of them. And I love those virtual open houses because you can really connect with people, and you kind of weed out the people that aren't as interested in the home, and you can get people who are more interested, and you can prompt them to set up an in-person appointment, and you can talk to them about selling their home as well. So those are 3 virtual event ideas to attract sellers. I love that you can do this. It's super, super easy to do it online from the comfort of your own home, and you can continue to do these things to attract seller leads even during COVID. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a like, share it with a friend, and subscribe to this channel for more content about virtual events and attracting seller leads, and I will see you guys next week. Take care. Bye.